Hi, I'm Ryan from GMB, and today I'd like to share with you a training tip on how we can improve our bent arm stand. The full bent arm stand is a fun move that we can use on parallettes. Let me show you quickly. Of course, in order to master this hold, we're not going to jump right into it. We'll use progressions to make sure that we get up there. So for example, one of the progressions that you can work on in the beginning is the bent arm tuck stand. However, when working on this, there's a tendency to bring your shoulders too close to the parallettes. One of the reasons for that is because a person might not have the strength necessary in order to hold himself in this position. So what usually happens is that it looks more like a shoulder sink. We want to focus on getting our arms at about a 90-degree angle. But how can we do that if we don't have the strength? Well, today I'm going to show you one way that you can start working on this and strengthen your shoulders and your arms to make sure that you can get into the proper position so that you can start working on that tucked position and get you into the full bent arm stand. What we're going to do is use, in my case, a block, but you can use a chair or stack up some mats or anything that you have at home that will help you do this. The reason for this and using this training block is that it would allow us to get our rear end, our butt, up into the air and closer to being above our shoulders, so that will help us to work on this bent arm strength without forcing us into the position. So rather than just jumping into it, we use this training wheel, and this will help us to get into the proper position. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're first going to start off with our feet on the ground, and we're just going to bring our arms to 90 degrees. This itself might be a little bit difficult. But you want to start working from this position and holding it for longer durations of time. It's going to help strengthen our shoulders. Don't worry too much about doing push-ups in this position. That's not really what we want. We want to be able to focus on just the proper position for the hold. Next, we're going to use our training block. From here, we're going to put our feet up on the block, making sure that our feet are actually a little bit higher than our parallettes. So if your parallettes are relatively high, then you want to make sure that you find something like a chair, something that is a little bit higher than the parallettes. Makes sense? So from here, what we're going to do is take our feet, put it on the training block, and from here we're going to push our butt up as high as we can. Now, we're going to start working on gradually bending our arms to get into this position. In the very beginning, don't just try and lower yourself to that 90-degree position. Use incremental progressions when doing this. Make sure to keep your elbows in. Don't let them flare. If you try and go straight down into the 90-degree angle, you might fall, and we don't want that. Okay, we want to make sure that we're doing this safely in a way that is helping us and strengthening us along the way. So I'll show you this one more time. From the block, get your butt up as high as you can, keeping your elbows in. You're going to take your elbows back and lower yourself into the position. If you can only go this far in the beginning, hey, that's great. That's just fine. Gradually, once you can get to the 90-degree position, you'll take one leg up in the air. You'll work on holding that for X amount of seconds. Make sure you do both legs and really focus on getting into that proper 90-degree position before you start taking both of your legs up off of the training block. Be sure to head on over to goldmedalbodies.com and sign up for the Alpha Posse to get more free training tips.